Bahamian singer, songwriter, and record producer Jonathan "Johnny" Kemp Jr. was born on August 8, 1959. While many sources, including Wikipedia, lists a different day of birth, his obituary, written by his wife and sister, lists the aforementioned date. The seventh of 10 children, Johnny was the perfect product of the union of his loving mother, the pastor's daughter, and his charismatic father, the famous entertainer. Growing up, he was fortunate to experience unconditional love from his large, tightly knit Christian family, as well as a passion for music. His parents and family knew from birth that he would be someone special, showing off his golden hair, dynamic personality, and that stunning singing voice. His singing career began at the age of 7 in a small church in the Grove, in his then hometown of Nassau, Bahamas. He and his singing siblings would all amaze the congregation as their mother beamed with pride. Word of Johnny's talents spread throughout the island, and people from all over fought for him to perform at churches, schools, organizations, and nightclubs. By age 11, he'd begin singing professionally. In the summer of 1977, Johnny was propositioned by Joseph "Kinky" Fox to join his band, the Foxfire. Kinky actually had already asked Johnny before. This time, he said yes. From that moment on, the Foxfire band, featuring Johnny Kemp, grew in popularity. At the end of summer 1978, the band had accumulated enough funds to take their performance on the road, ending up all the way in New York City. They then changed the group's name to Der Kinky Fox. Their captivating shows awarded them a manager, and they traveled all over the country, entertaining the masses. Eventually, after a couple of years, Johnny struck out on his own as a solo act. He also developed a forte in writing songs for other artists, as well as performing backup vocals. In 1983, he'd meet the woman who would become his wife, Deidre Fisher. They would go on to have 2 sons together. Even though he was now based in the US, Johnny never lost his longing for his own Bahamian culture. Every summer, he would pack up his New York family and head back to his native homeland for a taste of it. His entire summer days were spent on the beaches, soaking up the sun, sand, and sea. He especially treasured the moments he spent relaxing in the company of his extended family at annual reunions. He said this was how he would rejuvenate to return to work in the Big Apple. He landed a solo recording contract with Columbia Records and released his self-titled debut album in 1986. Although the singles Anything Worth Having Is Worth Waiting For and Covergirl went nowhere, another single, Just Another Lover, did do moderately well, reaching number 26 on the dance chart and number 14 on the R&B chart. Greater success came the following year with the release of his 1987 album, Secrets of Flying, which helped to define the dominant urban musical genre of the time, called New Jack Swing. The project, co-produced by Teddy Riley, contains the top 5 R&B hit, Dancin' With Myself, as well as the number 1 R&B hit, Just Got Paid. The latter track also made it into the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became his only UK singles chart entry, peaking at number 68. In 1989, Just Got Paid earned a Grammy nomination for Best R&B Song. Fun fact, Keith Sweat had initially passed on the instrumental track that would eventually become Just Got Paid when it was first offered to him. Johnny listened to it, added his own lyrics to the melody, and the rest is history. Johnny's only other Hot 100 entry was Birthday Suit, a tune from the soundtrack to the 1989 musical drama film Sing, which made it into the top 40. He recorded no further albums after that, but for years he continued to perform live. In 1993, Sherry Goffin Condor, the daughter of Carole King, started the popular children's cover band Sugar Beats, made up of 10 and 11-year-olds, one of which was future Dream Street member Jesse McCartney. They performed updated versions of songs from the 60s and 70s. Sherry also served as one of the 2 lead adult singers. Johnny Kemp was the other. Fun fact, Johnny performed a version of the children's television series Reading Rainbow theme song and other songs for that series that was broadcast on PBS only for a few years in the late 90s and early 2000s, between the Tina Fabrique and Chaka Khan versions. Johnny's crossover appeal and influence were further strengthened when one of the top pop groups of the 21st century, NSYNC, covered his hit Just Got Paid on their 2000 album No Strings Attached. In 2001, Johnny, with longtime friend and collaborator, musician-producer Bert Price, opened the production company Circle Entertainment and Mockery Music in downtown Manhattan. Johnny appeared on Keith Sweat's 2007 DVD release Sweat Hotel Live, which featured live performances by Keith in a sort of reunion with other R&B and New Jack Swing era pioneers of the late 80s. He was prominently featured on the final track, an all-star finale rendition of Just Got Paid, originally recorded the year before at a concert in Atlanta, Georgia. On April 16, 2015, Johnny was found dead off the coast of Montego Bay, Jamaica, face down in the water. He was 55 years old. He'd flown from New York City to Montego Bay the day before, where he was scheduled to perform on board the Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage cruise. Unfortunately, he was unable to board the ship because he didn't have his residency card. He had no choice but to let the vessel carry on while he checked into a hotel. His body was discovered the next morning. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs extended its condolences to Johnny's family and provided details surrounding the discovery of his body. That statement read that the Bahamas Honorary Council in Jamaica was notified by the Royal Jamaican Police Force that a fully clothed but unresponsive man was recovered by the Jamaican Maritime Police in the waters off One Man Beach, Gloucester Avenue, Montego Bay, Jamaica, in the parish of St. James. Identification in the clothing revealed the name Jonathan Kemp in a Bahamian passport. Based on an investigation, the St. James police believed he was walking on some rocks, lost his balance, fell, hit his head, and then drowned. They later ruled out foul play. However, in 2022, singer Jackie McGee, best known for her feature on Keith Sweat's 1988 song Make It Last Forever, and considered Johnny like a brother, did an interview with Halftime Chat YouTube channel and spoke about how she doesn't believe that his death was accidental at all.
There's no way he slipped on a rock. That's like, no, he didn't slip on a rock. Somebody killed him. That I believe. I don't believe he slipped on a rock.
Well, why would you think they may want to do that?
You know, he got left behind. He was supposed to be on that Teddy Riley, on that boat. A lot of times they think that people have money because they're entertainers and whatever. And, Jamaica can be a little ratchet.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, that something happened. I believe that somebody killed him. I believe that somebody tried to rob him.
Okay.
Because they found him, his ID was sitting off, but when they found him, he was underwater, not under the water, but floating between the rocks and the water, and he was gone. And they were like, and it took them a long time with this whole investigation and all of that stuff. So, I still don't believe to this day that he slipped on a rock. Not at all.
Johnny is survived by his wife, Deidre Fisher Kemp, and their 2 sons.